here we go. So we're recording. Hello and welcome. Happy Winter Solstice 2024. Oh my goodness. And welcome to the celebration party. Oh, thank you, Ume. Says I look gorgeous. Thank you. And lots of people coming to join. A few people have said they can't join live. I know it's Saturday afternoon in the UK, Saturday morning elsewhere. Somebody's joining from Pakistan. What time have you got there, Ume? Where else are you joining from? Just let me know. I know there's a few different people from different places. This is exciting. I wasn't going to do another event this year, and here we are. I was like really called to do a celebration. Hi. Oh, you're in France, Vanessa. Amazing. 9 p.m. in Pakistan, joining from South Carolina. So, oh my goodness, this is great. This is great. So yeah, I wasn't going to do another event this year, but here we are. And I just was really called to really honor, in the honoring of celebration, to really bring this energy of celebration in. It's been something I've walked with a lot this year, through the ups and downs and the sideways. I'm going to give you a little bit of a sense of how this has really impacted me and how it's really shifted me. I'm going to share a little bit about my story today. I'm going to share about celebration and gratitude and how they differ a little bit. We're going to do a powerful activation as well. So I just really got a few tips, a few little things that I just want you, questions that I want to bring to today, just to bring. So if you've got a notepad, grab that. If you've got that close to hand, have a glass of water, because we'll do it in a little activation as well. I am going to try and keep this to 45 minutes. Those of you that know me might realize that might be a little bit challenging for me, but we'll try and keep as much to that as we can, because I just really want to honor your time as well. But I just really wanted to come in here and just share things around celebration. So how are you feeling today? Like right here, right now, just take a breath, tune in. How are you feeling as we edge towards the end of the year and the start of the new year? And we're just on the winter solstice as well, where we're in this really incredible time where, you know, the shortest day of the year for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, as the days start to get longer again, as we let go and say goodbye to some of the old stuff, the recognition of where we've walked this year, which is why this is so key in terms of celebration, and letting in more light. What are we bringing in? What are we birthing into the new year? Because it's a transition phase. It's not like we end the year, let's start again, let's get rid of everything, let's New Year's resolutions, let's get started again, let's dismiss the old. Let's dismiss the year that's just gone by. No matter how challenging it's been, if it's been hard, I'm going to talk a little bit into that and the duality and challenge and everything, and how we can really shift our perspective from that. We are in transition. We're just moving through from one space to another. It's a continuation. Hello, Sunny. Lovely to have you here. Uma says, I'm feeling excited for the new things coming, excited and scared both. Laugh out loud. I totally get that. And actually, you know what? That is like an incredible place to be. Something around that excitement, but just that feeling a little bit scared, a little bit of fear coming in, a little bit of like, oh, not quite sure, is really exciting as well, because it brings around this motivation, this energy of bringing around more momentum and driving us to change. So yeah, let me know how you're feeling right now. That would be really cool to hear. Mayuka says, I'm feeling content in a way that I am where I need to be, adjusting, releasing, and choosing. Yes, this is the power. This is the power. This really is, you know, I've talked a lot about this year about reclaiming our power and how we can really stand in our power a lot more. So who here has a celebration practice or a gratitude practice? Who celebrates regularly or finds it hard, but maybe prefers a gratitude practice? Just let me know in the chat as well, because they are different. They are different frequency. They're a different energy. Not one is better than the other. They're just different. So, you know, I have both. But celebration is something you have both too, Vanya. Great. It's something I've lent a lot more into, the whole celebration. For me, gratitude is a beautiful, deep practice. It's an awareness. It's it's a coming into a sense of understanding of what we have, what we already have, what we've accomplished, what we've done. And there's a deep, heartfelt gratitude. It's soft, it's gentle, it's opening, it's welcoming. And celebration for me is more about getting in the energy of fun, enjoyment. What if something else has come to celebrate? There's a different frequency to it. It's not better, it's not worse, it's just different. And actually, gratitude and celebration go beautifully hand in hand. You practice daily in the morning and every end of every season. Beautiful. I love that. We're celebrating ourselves. And for me, gratitude, the deepening of my gratitude practice has been a moment where I've realized actually I've always, in the past, always sort of seen gratitude as something outside of myself. I'm grateful for something. I'm grateful to something. I'm grateful that something happened. And when I started to recognize that actually I've created that, I'm grateful to me for creating this situation, for me saying yes to something that created an opportunity, me saying no to something that created a different opportunity. There is a sense of gratitude to myself for bringing that in. And it's the same with celebration. It's like we're celebrating it all. And celebrating ourselves is something that we find very, very difficult and very, very challenging. Who here loves to celebrate themselves? Finds it difficult, finds it challenging? There's so much wrapped up in it. Let me know in the comments. Celebration practicing is fun. It is fun. And this is the energy of fun that we bring to it. But how often do we celebrate ourselves? How often do you celebrate yourself, acknowledge yourself? Because I love to celebrate the things that are going on in daily. Lovely. I love that, Sunny. Because celebration has this energy of like, don't be too big-headed, don't be too much, don't what will other people think if you celebrate yourself and your successes and your wins? Don't piss people off, don't shine too brightly, don't allow others to see how well you're doing. All of these kind of rhetorics that have been around for so long and that we've been living into and we've been practicing really well. It was hard for me in the past, but now I love it. I try my best to celebrate myself. Brilliant. Amazing. I love this, the true energy of celebration. And so we really want to come into celebrating ourselves a lot more. Celebration for me really changed everything for me in this year, because I really got to deepen that practice so much more, expand into it, to enjoy it more. Because as I've shared with various groups and various people at the end of last year, probably about a year ago exactly, I was pretty much this close to kind of saying, I'm going to give up my business. I'm going to leave it behind. I'm tired. I'm not quite sure what's working. I'm not sure what's not working anymore. I'd been in a process of really thinking things through and forgetting about the magic and the creation and the beauty and the celebration of it all. I'd been celebrating and I'd been grateful and I'd been doing all these things. But there was one moment at the end of last year, because I was really thinking to the point where we've got a big project this year with Portugal and our move to Portugal. And some of you will know a lot about that move and that creation and that manifestation. But there was a point where I was like, okay, I'm going to leave that. I've got enough to do next year. I really want to honor the move and how we're moving. Perhaps the business and doing this is all too much. Maybe this is an opportunity, or maybe the signs were telling me to actually, this was my business would morph into something else, and to let it go and to focus more on Portugal. And then there was one defining moment where I really made a commitment to myself. I'm going to have fun next year reaching more people. I'm going to have fun reaching more people. And as soon as I made that commitment, everything in my body started singing alive. Fun is something I can do. Fun is something I can try to experience, to find different ways of reaching more people, because that's always been my joy, is about community, bringing people together in events like this. And so in that moment, something then appeared that was a bit of marketing that was in a more fun, light mode around Instagram and doing reels. And I decided I wanted to have more fun. And I just chose to focus on fun, having fun, reaching people. And the results were phenomenal and instantaneous. It was incredible. And that's where I really started celebrating as my numbers went up, because numbers aren't everything. But as I started to see people like coming along for the ride, for the engagement, for building the community on Instagram, it wasn't just about followers and number of likes and everything. There was a real sense of community that I was building, and I was celebrating everyone for that. And then I started to celebrate myself, and everybody started to get a post-it note. Everyone that signed up to a masterclass or signed up to work with me. And by the end of this year, and I wish I'd taken a photograph before I took everything off the wall and put them into little piles, and I'm taking them to, they'll appear on the wall in Portugal when we leave the UK next week and end up in Portugal. But there was just this whole collage of names. And it was like, there was a celebration, there was a dance, there was a moment of joy for all of that. And I was showing what actually my spiritual mentor, and I was saying, oh, look at all this wall. And she said, oh, there's a name that really sticks out. And she couldn't see it. And she said, oh, it's the third from the top and it's the fifth row or something like that. And she said, what's that name? And it was somebody with the same name as me. And I said, oh, that's funny, that's a Natasha. And she's like, oh, that's it, you need to celebrate yourself. And so I realized that with all those names, even though I was celebrating myself, I'd put an arch of my own name around the top. And I was like, that's it. This is the beauty of it. This is in the celebration mode of celebrating everyone else, but there's this arch of me around that. There's this arch of me around it. And it was such a beautiful, instinctive moment, because she said, oh, like, what's that one there? And so this is how connected we all are. We're all a part of it together. Mayuka says, I learned to celebrate myself several years ago. I would like to celebrate weekly, but I sometimes push through. And so it is my intention to celebrate myself. Excellent. And it's like, this is it. It becomes part of who you are, this whole energy of celebration. And it's not just about celebrating. This is the thing I've really discovered this week. This is the thing I've really discovered this year, is that it's not been about celebrating the successes. It's not just been about celebrating the successes, the wins, the number of followers, the number of people joining into programs, into masterclasses, into all of these kind of things. It's been also about the celebration of how I've navigated the challenges, how I've navigated the difficult things, the grief, the loss, because on the face of it, we can see celebration as, oh, this person only experiences good, amazing things. And I'm sitting here in pain, or I'm navigating something and it feels very uncomfortable for me. But we get to celebrate that too. We get to celebrate the good stuff, the celebrations, the big stuff, the successful stuff. But we also get to celebrate the challenges, the wobbles. I've wobbled this year. Even in my celebration, I've wobbled. I've navigated things. I've had to say goodbye to a lot of stuff. As I pack up my home, my London life, where I've lived my entire life, I've traveled and I've lived in other countries and other spaces, but this has been my base. My family are here. My friends are here. My school friend from 11 years old doesn't live that far from me. So it's deep rooted. And yet there's a packing up, and there's a saying goodbye, and there's a shedding. There's a letting go. And it's the celebration in that presence. Celebration in the presence. So it's not just every week. It's celebrating in the moment for what is. It's not trying to figure out what are we celebrating that's good. It's celebrating that actually you've had a challenging week and you're still standing. Or that you went to bed and you honored that you had to go to bed for a couple of days just to navigate something, to move through something, to shift something out of your body, to honor something, rather than to distract yourself from the pain, the discomfort, the challenge. Pacify yourself by getting busy, doing other things. You've actually honored yourself. Celebration is an honoring. a deep honoring of wherever you are, whatever you've walked through, whatever you have navigated and come out the other side. It's navigating and it's celebrating the growth. So much growth. So what have you navigated this year? That you are still here, you're still standing, you're still at this point, you are celebrating yourself. What have you navigated that's actually been really challenging that you can recognize? Take a moment just to honor that, to recognize that. Celebrate yourself for everything. If you want to share, if there's something you recognize, actually, you know what, I went through a really hard time, but I'm celebrating how I went through it. Might have not been perfect, but what are you celebrating about yourself that you've navigated through? Because often we say, I will celebrate when I reach this, when I hit this, when I succeed at this, when I do this, I'll get out the champagne, I'll treat myself to something. When I make this like a six-figure moment or a six-figure month or a six-figure year, or I hit this number of people, I will celebrate when. How about celebrating right now? What are you celebrating in honor of who you are and who you've become throughout this year? Because we're all human and we're walking this path and we're all navigating something. Everyone. All of us. Hey, Angela, lovely to see you. So what are you celebrating about yourself that you've navigated? Life is always changing. I have celebrated the power of my body and my intuition this year. It takes presence to recognize that, right? It takes presence, tuning in, connecting, honoring, being in the moment. I'm really celebrating how I've navigated the letting go process of a lot of things, how I've navigated some difficult and challenging conversations this year, because I know I've come out stronger. I know I've come out more aware. I've navigated grief, loss. And I'm really proud and celebrating myself for that, because it hasn't been easy. And yet there's something to be celebrated in that, of recognition, of honoring, because this is how we ripple it out. It's a magnetic frequency celebration. We put it out and something then comes back and we're celebrating the next thing and we're celebrating the next thing, or we have to get to navigate through the next thing, and we do that with more awareness, more presence. And it's like this ripple effect. We get to celebrate and navigate things. I'm celebrating that I intentionally take time to have alone time, whether that is daily or when I need and want it. That's it, isn't it? When I need it and want it. And I get to celebrate that. Uma says, this year's was like a roller coaster for me. I'm going to celebrate the uncomfortable parts of it. The days when I felt hopeless, when I experienced eating disorders, or the days when my projects weren't working, parents' divorce, my own mental health, I still pushed through. And I'm glad I'm here standing now. So yes, I'm going to celebrate this moment. I'm celebrating you. I'm celebrating you. And I really acknowledge it. I'm glad I get to share it in a moment. It's such a beautiful soul like you are. And I witnessed that. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Because this is it. This is the shift. When we get to really truly honor that and celebrate that and see that We've got to walk through some difficult stuff. Life throws some curveballs at us sometimes. We either, in the moment of presence, we can see it kind of coming, or it's there, and we have some tools that we can either catch it, maybe a little bit clumsily, but it doesn't hit us from behind, and we get to navigate it. Sunny says, I've been celebrating every aspect of my life and all life and highs and lows, honoring all this past year more wholeheartedly and with more of an open heart. How beautiful is that? I love that. And so this has been such a pivotal year for me to really honor what I've walked through. And this understanding that there may be challenges still ahead. We're going to go to somewhere new. We don't even know how to speak the language yet. We don't even know how to go out and get a postal address so we can get post. There are going to be challenges. Something simple like that is going to be a success. And they're going to be challenges. As my parents get older, there are going to be phone calls from home, and I'll have to navigate getting on a plane and coming home. And I see that. And yet it's going to be how I walk that, how I navigate that, how I honor my feelings, how I honor what's happening, how I do that. And that's the beauty. Because it's honoring everything right here, right now, right here in the moment. There is no, I'll wait till when, then, or I'll end the year, everything will be okay, and I'll start again, new resolutions. But there's a reason why they don't work. I don't know what the percentages of fails of New Year's resolutions. It's an expansion of who we are. What do we choose next? What do we choose next? What are we choosing for ourselves, our health, our well-being, our finances, our business, our career, our impact that we want to have in the world? And we're navigating a lot in the world right now, right? There's a lot to navigate. And especially if we're on the spiritual path, it can sometimes feel a bit confusing, a little bit uncertain, a little bit of like, what's going on? So, what do you recognize about yourself that's changed about you? Like a certain thing that you've recognized you have within you now, who you've become. What is a recognition of something you now embody? Perhaps you recognize that you are embodying more of it. An energy, a feeling, a certainty about yourself. What is something that you've recognized you've changed, you've shifted, you are different, you are doing things differently? There's something that comes to mind, just taking a moment. Yes, if it's brief, Azra, because I'm gonna do a meditation shortly. So yeah, I wasn't sure, but go ahead. Love to hear. Can you unmute? Yes.
Yes, I can. I'm on my phone and my phone is standing like on a thing separate and I can't type like from sitting down. So just to keep it really brief as you ask that question, what I've noticed in myself is, well, first of all, I really want to just piggyback from what you've, said. What a year, honestly, what a year to navigate. And the greatest lesson, just to keep it in a nutshell, because I've had health, I've had personal, I've had financial, all the dualities in all the areas. And my greatest takeaway from 2024 is if we can stand in the duality and still honor ourselves, honor our bodies, honor God, then we truly become sovereign. That's the word that's come to me, like as I've reflected back. And if we can just stand in love, like in love for ourselves and have compassion for what we're going through. So that's been my greatest takeaway, like loving the duality and not resisting it. So it gives us the wisdom and the growth that we need to receive. And it's not easy to love duality. I know it's easier said than done. And yet this is sort of this has been a reminder for me. And I'm so proud of myself for that. But as you said, what's changed in your energy? What's different about you? I am much more in honor of where I spend time, who I give my time to, and I'm very mindful of like my energy more and really, really honoring if something doesn't resonate, doesn't feel good. It's like I don't even think for 5 minutes. I've really come a long way with that, and I'm really sitting in that energy. And before I would be more sort of fearful for doing this, but now I'm like, this is who I am. This is what I resonate with. This is what I'm available for. This is what I'm unavailable for. So be it.
Yeah.
Like I can really feel that vibrating in my field and body. So that's my sort of new energy coming in, as you said. That's what came to me.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing all that. So much wisdom in that. So much wisdom, because it isn't about, it's about honoring it. I think that word honor, feels like it's really, really a moment to honor ourselves and not fight the resist and resist and to push against and to do other things. And, it's like really recognizing what you're able to say no to. There's just, so much wisdom in that. Thank you so much. Just reading. Yeah. There's so much that we are navigating. There really is. Mayuko says, I am able to step back and observe even in the midst of not peaceful or calm or possibly chaos. And there's so much power in that as well. Really, truly there is, in being able to do that. It's being in the real, true presence of the moment. And all of this, I think when we truly come into the moment of like who we are, what we're navigating, and really be present with that and breathe into it, and allow ourselves to be in that moment, we can really celebrate ourselves for that. There's something that shifts quite profoundly in that. Uma says, I've worked on my paradigms, my mental blocks, and so I recognize the perspective shift and this new version of me as I've leveled up. Yes. And it's like recognizing that, isn't it? And again, it's like celebrating yourself for shifting that. None of us are the same as what we were at the beginning of the year. We're not. And yet so many times, not in this necessarily in this group, but like so many times we get to the end of the year, or we want to get to the new year, and we're like, okay, I want to start again. It's not. We dismiss how far we've already walked and what we've created and what we've done and how we've shifted and how we've up-leveled. Hope says, I've become softer to others and myself, turning down the self-criticism and being okay as I am. I have to leave the meeting. Celebrate you all. I'll see you in the catch-up. Yes, great. But that's, softer. There's a softening that happens in the present moment because we can let go of that resistance. Sunny says, I'm more mature in my heart, mind, body, spirit, and soul than ever. I love that maturity. There's a mentor of mine that calls it spiritual maturity, and I love that because it's just like, oh yeah, that's it. We're getting to become more spiritually mature. Like we're growing up as spiritual beings in the human form. I love that. Thank you for sharing that as well. So, yes, like we are different. We are so different. There was a moment just before the 12/12 portal, actually, a couple of weeks ago, or just over a week ago, I was walking down the road and I suddenly thought, oh, I feel different. And there was this unresounding voice that said, it's not you feel different, you are different. You are different. And it felt as though I had kind of been broken apart, like taken apart, kind of like dismantled a little bit over the last couple of months with certain things going on and the challenges that I was navigating. And then I was put back together again. And I was put back together differently. That's the image that I was given. And so there was this integration that came, more solid foundations from this coming back together. And from that place, there's an integration that occurs. There's a strength that occurs, like a power that rises, but it's soft, it's gentle. It's a power that rises within us. And it's not that we feel different, we are different. So I was like, oh yeah, I feel really different. It's like, no, you are. And there's a subtle, soft difference. And you feel that somewhat subtle energy difference. It's like we are different. We have shifted. We are adding so much more light through the work we're doing out in the world. We hold more light. We are more light. And here we stand on the winter solstice, inviting more light in, allowing more light in. But we are already more light, even through as the days have got longer, shorter and darker. We're actually amplifying the light that we are. And this is what we're amplifying now into 2025. So much more light. And how humans have really kind of been battling and struggling and trying to balance and juggle how we integrate this more light into our physical bodies, which are so dense. And it's uncomfortable because we are integrating something new and different, and we are kind of almost being put back together differently. So it's now about the choices we make about how we continue to walk, how we can continue this journey, not start again in the new year, continue the journey into the new year. What's next? What are you continuing? What do you want to deepen more, understand more, expand more around? What are the choices that it's not better. What are the different choices that you're going to be making for yourself come 2024, 25? Gosh, I'm so confused with the years. How are we even coming into 2025? What are the different choices that you're choosing? Again, did you hear that? It's like, oh, what better choices? No, it's not. Just different. That support you in your integration to hold more light, to be more light. Honor the journey so far. Not just the special days, not just the milestones, not just the wins and the celebrations. Celebrate it all. You're amazing. What you're doing is amazing. What you've done is amazing. The shifts you've made are amazing. Everything deserves to be celebrated. Being excited, as someone said, for what's coming in the new year. What's going to come? I have no idea. I have an idea, but I have no idea. I can hold those two things together. I kind of have an idea, but I have no idea. We're moving to a new country. I have that certainty, but what that's going to bring, I have no idea, but I'm open for it all. To navigate the challenges that are going to arise when I can't speak the language and I want to communicate something, when I want to be understood and I can't. There's going to be challenges, varying degrees. As we do the renovations, we build a new house, like, oh my gosh. So how am I going to choose to allow that to unfold? How we end this year, I really do feel matters. This is something that came to me as I was writing around this new celebration party and how we're going to celebrate each other. like how we end this year really does matter. How we honor it, how we honor ourselves, how we celebrate ourselves, how we celebrate the year. And one of the things from a previous mentor, actually, Melanie Ann Leah, who I believe you know that in this group, it's really been about cultivating memories. Cultivating memories. That's something that's really stuck with me so deeply over the last few years. Now I really create memories, consciously creating memories. And what she calls her hindsight board. It's like getting to the end of the year, looking back through over all the memories through my phone, printing them out and creating again. I wish it's on its way to Portugal. Like wishing I printed off my vision of the previous year that I do every year. So this hindsight board with photographs of all my memories, of all the milestones, and celebrating that. And it's such a beautiful practice to be able to look back either on your phone or to create a collage of photographs or words or creations and sticking it on at something and seeing this is what I've created. And that is such an honoring of who you are and what you've actually done, because you'll be amazed at what you've experienced, the moments. The memories are in the moments. Those little moments that I've had this year, I've collected with my mother, because I don't know when she's not going to remember me anymore. I don't know when that day when she looks at me and she has no more memory of who I am. And I am collecting those memories and cherishing them so deeply. And I'm letting her know every one of those moments that I'm cherishing it. And so she can feel it. And so how I navigate that, I'm really proud about how I've been navigating dementia in our family and holding my pain, my grief, but also my family's and my mum's. And that's hard. But I'm celebrating it because I've collected so many incredible, beautiful memories. And so that for me has been one thing that I've really consciously, very, very consciously collected memories over the last 3 or 4 years. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful practice, because at the end of the year, when you think, oh, it's not been such a great year, you can do this and you can go, oh my gosh, I've forgotten about that. Oh goodness, this. Oh yes, this. Oh my gosh, we did this. Oh, we went here. That was beautiful. And you'll remember the memory, the feeling of what it felt like to be there. Sometimes bittersweet, but that's okay. So there's this beautiful sense of cultivating these memories. And so celebration has been a huge part for me. And so now as I stand at the end of this year and I look back, I'm like, it's been a mixed bag. It's been a total mixed bag of emotions, of feelings, of challenges, of successes. Oh my gosh, what an incredible year. What an incredible year. And I can see how I've changed, how I am different. Not that I feel different, I am different. So, do you want to do a short meditation? I knew I would go over a little bit. Be too bad. Is there anything anyone would like to share? But that was really, I was like, can I cram into half an hour that I want to share about celebrations? There's huge amounts. Is there anything anyone would like to just share? Just pop it in the chat. I think I covered most of the things I wanted to. If not, we will pop some of the celebrations out to the universe, into a cauldron on this beautiful winter solstice, as we can really truly recognize and let go of anything else we want to let go of, and we can step into and allow more of who we are in and who we are becoming. every step of the way. So, okay. So shall we do a meditation? Let's really honor ourselves, celebrate ourselves, and we're going to call in the Akashic records as well, and just allow ourselves to be in this moment. So just feeling your feet comfortably on the floor, getting yourself comfortable. If you're watching the recording, just press pause, get yourself comfortable. And this is, I want to celebrate this new community too, these beautiful people I found this year, all of them. Oh, it's beautiful. Celebrating you. Okay. So getting comfortable. If you feel comfortable to closing your eyes or softening your gaze, allow your feet to rest gently on the floor. If you're laying down, just allow your back to soften into whatever you're leaning against. That's the chair, the floor. Take a few nice, deeper grounding breaths. I always say in these activations, we're not going anywhere. We're expanding from this human experience. We're allowing and being more connected to Mother Earth below us. We feel comfortable. If that's a practice you enjoy, allowing some grounding rooting cords from the soles of your feet or the base of your tailbone down all the way through Mother Earth's crust, all the way down to her core. These beautiful cords, channels of energy that find the center of Mother Earth. Let's wrap around her core, crystalline center, holding you, grounding you, nurturing you, reminding you that you are safe. Safe in the physical body, safe in the human experience, safe in the expansion of the energetic realms, safe in the recognition and understanding that you are all of everything. Physical, thought, feelings, energy. Always holding you and guiding you and supporting you. And with knowledge, as you're grounded and supported, you're also expansive and vast and infinite in energy. Connected to all and everything. Because you hold and you are all of everything within you. Feel the energy around you expanding. Mother Earth is always keeping you safe and grounded, held. I'm going to call in your Akashic guides. Beautiful guardians, energies that are also supporting you in the energetic realm. Perhaps there are some guides or angels or supporting energies that you love to also connect with and would like to call in. into the physical body with this awareness of your expansive energy above, below, around you. You can also tap into the energy of your heart center. It's beautiful, soft, loving, kind, generous energy. Rippling through you. Energy of love, connection. Without this energy of love that flows around you, through you. And this energy of love, you recognize how much you're celebrating yourself, how much you're honoring yourself. A journey that you've not only walked this year, but previous years, previous decades, and also previous lifetimes, all of which have brought you to this very present moment, right here, right now, wherever you're sitting, wherever you are, ever you are navigating. There is a deep recognition in this moment of who you are right now, and a celebration, pure love that flows through you and is being amplified and celebrated from the energetics, the energy world, your guides, the angels. The universe is celebrating you. Feel the energies all around you. More angels, guides are coming to be present. And turning on more light, turning up the light for ourselves, for everyone else. And we're amplifying that light out into the universe. We get to shine so brightly. Every cell waking up to this energy of celebrating you, and everything that you've become. Every cell within your being lighting up, turning into this frequency, tuning into this frequency of light, of celebration, of fun, of joy. Honoring, deeply honoring yourself. Almost like a little bow to what you've walked, what you've done, how you've navigated things, and an excitement for where you're going. You see how much you've grown, you've expanded, you've understood about yourself. From soul's perspective, what you've understood about the human experience. And tap into this energy from your soul self that's excited of what you're about to experience, what you've yet to walk towards. Who you're yet to become. Growth and wisdom that's available to you. As you stand on this winter solstice, already see yourself in the next winter solstice, smiling back at you. A version of yourself you are yet to become that holds all that more wisdom, light, knowledge, sharing and rippling out more light out into the universe through the work that you're doing, through the way that you interact and communicate with everyone and everything. Version of yourself in 12 months from today. She has a gift for you. Words of wisdom. Something she wants to give you, share with you. Perhaps you hear it, see it, feel it. What she wants to share with you. Angels, the Akashic angels, your guardians, they're all celebrating you, honoring you, lighting a candle for you. Candle shines so brightly around you, amplifying your light, your unique frequency and light out into the universe. And feel the warmth of that light encouraging you, supporting you in the journey that you're going to go on. Take a few deeper breaths. Thank that future version of yourself 12 months from now and the gift that she's given you and shared with you. A big moment of gratitude to yourself in this moment. gratitude to all around you, to those you love, to those that support you. For giving you the gift to support your growth and expansion. Just for the final moment, placing your hands on your heart, wherever feels comfortable, and tuning into the body and how you feel right now. And this energy of celebrating yourself. In this moment, all that you've walked through and all you're yet to walk through, and experience the richness of life. This deep moment of celebrating yourself and the path that you've chosen. Taking deep breaths in, feeling your feet on the floor. Ready, just wiggling your fingers and your toes and just moving a little bit. I like to create a bit of movement after these deep, expansive activations, just to stretch the body, stretch the arms, shake them, move them. Oh, the head and then the spine. And you feel ready coming back into the space. Ah. Ah, you're welcome. Would anybody like to share what they received, what they saw, what they felt? You feel a deep sense of presence, actually. Quietness, a calmness, a stillness. Just this real true sense of that light being amplified back to you, reflected back to you in that. If you're watching the recording, then as you receive this email, then please, thanks, that's right. If you're watching the recording, then please just hit reply and just let me know how you found that, what came up for you. Umo visualized my future version. Thank you so much. I love your energy. Oh, I love yours too. Thank you for sharing today. It's been beautiful. Oh, Mayuko says, I heard the clear message. I was on the desert. Even when you see ahead, don't rush into it and take your time. Love that. Love that. Patience, isn't it? It's not being in a rush to get there. It's enjoying the journey. It's in the present of the moment of seeing and experiencing. Thank you, Mayuko. That's beautiful. Oh, Sunny said, I received shells after shells. So you were on a beach, maybe, were you? Gorgeous. Love that. Yeah, shells, I kind of just have this sense of a shell being, you know, the old, very old, ancient. There's a lot of wisdom in them. I was on the ocean. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. So, Oh my goodness. So I did go a little bit over. I apologize. Thank you for your time. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I've just really loved this. And I'm going to put a little offer in the email if you haven't done the Magic Maker course in the email, just because that really just does bring all of this together, like how we can really sort of honor where we are, navigate the journey, really recognize in the moment where we are and how we can navigate that through the Akashic records. You're welcome, Remy. Lovely to have you here. And just how we can really bring that and become our own magic makers in our own world and in our own lives, and really seeing how we experience all of that, and using the Akashic records to release what's not serving us so we can add more light and we can step into the future and really support ourselves on our journey moving forward. Thank you. Celebrating all of you too. So I celebrate every single one of you. Thank you for those that joined me live. I know it was probably a bit of an awkward time and lots of people will be catching up on the replay. I appreciate you all so much. And I am so grateful for every single one of you that has joined me this year in creating like what we've created. Some of the courses, some of the masterclasses have come because of you, because there were people to receive it. So thank you, and listening to your feedback and what you wanted and what you wanted to create and what you wanted more of. So I'm so grateful to every single one of you. I truly, truly am. It's been an absolute joy this year, and can't wait to see what 2025 brings as we build the community, as we build this sense of togetherness, as we continue to amplify more light, co-create, walk side by side, hand in hand, and create this new earth, create a different way of being, create a new way to navigate the world. The world is changing, and we're here to be a part of that. That's why we walk this path. That's why we're here. I truly believe. So thank you so much. Happy winter solstice. Happy Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy whatever you choose to festivities you celebrate for the new year. And yeah, my goodness, see you all in 2025. The next time I will be live, I will be in Portugal, and I can't wait for that one. So that will be a biggie too. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Happy winter solstice. Bye bye.